Alright, so I'm, like, excited, like, pretty excited right now. Like, it's excited in a way that my webcam is all, like, blurry when I try to express properly how excited I am. It's like... So anyways, unbeknownst to most of you, unbeknownst to you masses, some people knew about it, Jacob knew about it, Brandon knew about it. I have been working for a little while on a short story that I hope to eventually become like a serial of like not movies, I'm sorry, but of short stories that by themselves are only like 2,000 to 3,000 words, but once you get all of them together, there will be like hundreds of them, or like 210 is the current number I have planned. So by the end, there will be like 7 novels worth of short stories there. It's just that it'll be short stories, but the short stories will have a cohesive narrative between them. So it will be in many ways like reading a series of novels. Anyways, there is already a link in the description. Let me briefly tell you about it. If you want to just go blind into it and say, gee, I wonder what Puppy has written, then you can just stop the video here and go down there and read. What I have down there I consider to be the released version. So, while feedback is appreciated and will be taken into account in future episodes, and if it's, like, really good, I may edit the blog post, but don't expect it to necessarily be taken into account here. But anyways, the premise is that humanity is at war with an alien species, and unlike most people who do this rather common scenario, I don't portray the humans as good and the aliens as bad in particular. This story, though that won't be the case throughout the entire serial, this particular episode is actually told largely from the perspective of one of the aliens. The humans do not have as much character to them, or at least, I shouldn't say they don't have as much character, they just don't get as much screen time. I'm sorry, I'm used to, like, thinking in like, movie terms, so it's weird to describe, like, writing. But anyways, so humans and aliens are at war. And they're like, rah, 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 we are at war. And this particular story follows a squad of alien assassins called the Shadow Squad. Shadows, because it's associated with darkness. So anyways, the squad consists of 6 members, not all of whom I've developed very extensively, but basically, Matt is like the normalist one. He's supposed to have, like, conscience problems with the war, but so far, it's very subtle. Only at the very end of this post do we see, something that hints at it pretty strongly, and, even then, it's really not going to, I mean, it's going to be a major part of the story, but it's not going to impact in this early bit. It's going to take a couple of episodes in for it to impact, and I am just calling them episodes. Secondly, there's Danny, which is spelled with 1 N. Matt, by the way, was spelled with only 1 T. And Danny loves explosions. Like, he's like a Michael Bay movie fan. So it's like, when things are like boom, and then they're like boom, and then they're like boom, and then they're like boom. He likes it when things do that, okay? Then there's Gary, and he acts like he's like, like a 5-year-old. He's comic relief, and that's like his personality thing that he's got going, okay? Then there's Aaron, and he's like the leader. He's like, he's like the leader. That's really all there is to describe him. It's not that he doesn't have a personality, it's that his personality is that one would expect from a leader. Fifth is Nax, who is like the token evil teammate. Okay, later on he's going to become more of the token evil teammates. Here, he's just he's just a very mean person. Later on, though, he's going to actually get pretty evil. Spoilers, I'm sorry. But, okay, then there's, like, Kron. And I came up with that name and got used to calling him that before I knew that that was, like, street for marijuana. So I'm sorry if that is, like, distracting to you. But, okay, Kron is like a superhero, basically. He's not, like, portrayed as a superhero, and he's not, like, a crime fighter. Rather, what he does with his powers, which are basically he does anything that sounds science-y, basically. That's basically his powers. He sounds science-y and does things that sound science-y. So he'll rip the electrons out of someone and put them in a wall where they're safe and not fire, and cause them to, like, fall through the floor because there's no magnetism to keep them from falling through, because, you know, matter is mostly empty space, so without the magnetism to keep you from falling through, there's nothing to stop you. And that's gotta be wrong. Surely that's wrong somehow. Then again, I don't see what's wrong with it, so it might not be wrong. It might be right. I might have gotten my science right. Though I know I didn't originally. I actually edited the post afterwards once this was pointed out to me, have him, you know, the things actually go into the wall. But anyways, he can do ridiculous things like that. He can cloak the entire squad, even though there's really not much invisibility technology out there. But the thing is, he's a newbie. Like, you see him getting picked up to join the squad, like, in the thing. So he's, like, super new, and he has no combat training or experience whatsoever. And that actually makes him really, in many ways, let me put it this way. He makes two major mistakes, one of which causes the team to be suddenly exposed that they are on the place that they're sneaking about because they're assassins. The other of which, puts his life in grave danger. I don't want to say if he dies or not. But anyways, and these are, like, they're aliens. They're alien assassins, as I have already pointed out. I just wanted to remind you, because sometimes people need reminding of things. So anyways, yeah, the link is in the description. I would really like your feedback both on that and also on that style of vlogging. That was me trying something new, trying to be very high energy and as comedic as I could. So anyways, see you around.